What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. I appreciate you tuning in as always. We got a good one in store. I want to talk to you about my year of trading in 2024. We're going to look at some of the stats, some of the reports, but don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. We got a lot of content coming in this new year. And I want to look at some of these stats with you for the first time. I'm going to look at these TradeZilla stats and see if there's any tweaks that I'm unaware of, because in my mind, I know the things I want to work on, like holding my trades longer, maybe upping the risk a little bit. I don't want to get outside of the trades I take. I'm happy with that, but let's see, there's a time of day, the sizing I'm using, all that good stuff. Let's just get into the TradeZilla and see for ourselves. First things first, I got to mention it while it's still alive. I did extend the streak to 17 straight green days, so you got to love that. Taking that into the new year, upping it by 1 day. I think the streak was, what was it, 14? If you saw the days in 25 days of trading, I think we're at 14, so we've upped it by 3, which is great. But yeah, we got one trade of the new year so far. But let's look at 2024 as a whole. We could look at the stats if I filter it all the way back. But first things first, one thing that isn't about my reports, if you do the playbook feature on TradeZilla, which I think you should in the new year, the little chess piece on the left side, I think it could really help your trading of if you don't know what your best setup is, right? This is what I did a long time ago, so don't take these stats for what they are. I want to be super slow here. Looking at the report section, playbook section, excuse me, again, don't take these stats for what they are. They're very old. You can see not a lot of data in it, but this would be the premise of it, right? You can see my VWAP bounce plays and my VWAP break plays that clearly when I was going through it in the beginning of the year, starting this, okay, I should really be focusing on these breaks. I have a high win rate. That's the most trades that I did put in because I knew that was probably my best shot in the early going of doing this playbook. The bounces were good as well, but the price plays when I was just trying to maybe not buy a bounce off a key level. I just like this price, whatever that may mean. I don't really know how I track tilt. I mean, tilt is tilt. That's bad trading. So you can see I only did 3 trades on that. I was like, I don't think I need to track this. But I think you should be doing this because you could really just clearly cut out then, all right, what am I doing wasting my time trying to trade these setups? It's got a low win rate. It's losing me money. If I just cut this out and focus on my price plays or my VWAP breaks, I'd be in a lot better shape. And then you have that confidence. You're not even questioning yourself on what you should be doing. The numbers are telling you what to do and what not to do, more importantly. So definitely go check that out in the new year. It's going to take time, but simply you just go to your trades tab. As far as I understand, you just go to your trade tabs. This is the easiest way that I would do it. You click on your most recent trade, and then you go to playbook feature right next to the stats, and you add to a playbook, and you can see there's the 4 that I have in. Yours are going to say whatever you're trading, right? Simple as that. So you do want to try to keep up with it on the daily. Because if I wanted to go back and do all my trades now, that'd take a long time. I don't know exactly what trade was what. So definitely try to do it on the day-to-day or at least every week to make it easier on yourself. But in this one, let's take a look at some of these stats. So the total P&L for the year, 73,000. Didn't get it to 100K, which is fine. We'll take that, but now we got bigger goals for the new year, things to aim for. Take this with momentum. The things that I clearly want to focus on is keeping the win rate up, the day win percentage up, and obviously growing the P&L. I feel like the P&L is partially, obviously, my fault in terms of the size that I'm using. I'm not very aggressive in my risk, even though I should maybe have the confidence to put more size on, believing that I can win more times than not, or I can win 60% of the time or 70, right? The numbers are telling me that. So, hey, I could still risk $500, $600. Yes, I'm going to take $600 losses, but I'm probably going to win 6 or 7 out of 10 that it's still going to be all right, right? It's just a little mental switch that I have to make in the new year to get a little bit more risk averse and see bigger numbers that I would like to see. The other thing I really like to see here, the average hold time for all the trades, 18 minutes, 20 minutes on the wins, 15 minutes on the losses. So you can see very, very quick. I'm not holding my trades long at all. Literally one 15-minute candle and some change, right? That I'm either quick in and out because I have a 5 to 10 point stop. ES can probably go get 5 to 10 points in 15, 20 minutes if I'm picking my correct spot that I think is correctly that we're ready to move now, right? Very rarely am I getting in. We just sit there for an hour because the market should be ready to move now. That's why I'm getting in. Now, of course, there's going to be some choppy trades, but just overall, very short. I'm looking for this next piece of the pie. I could always re-enter and get in later, right? I'm not shooting for these 4 or 5 hour trades to get in at 10 a.m. and close it by 2 p.m., right? I'm looking to get in and out in 25 minutes. Now, one thing that over here on the reports, I think it was trade duration. This is the interesting one, kind of proving my point that I normally lose very quickly as well. This is just the trade duration when my trades are a minute to 2 minutes. Let's just do 1 to 10 minutes, right? I'm normally losing pretty quickly because I got in what I thought was a good price. Oh, nope, it actually wasn't. We pulled back, stopped me out, right? But if it survives it's almost like if it survives 10 minutes, it's probably pretty good because it's either chopping around and break even or profit, or it's heading towards my 1 hour target. But if I'm in drawdown immediately, it's probably going to lose. Now, not always, obviously, but just looking at this, the longer my trades survive, the better off it is that normally I'm getting stopped out pretty quickly because my price isn't ready to move, right? So that I can know if I'm still not stopped out, it's been 20 minutes, I can't hate it. And I don't even really have time to pull my trades because I'm getting stopped out in 2 to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. It's not a lot of time to make a decision. The other one is day of the week on the top left here. Not Nothing really screaming at me that I should change or need to change. I remember I think it was it Tuesday early on in the year. The Tuesday was my only red day. Obviously, we got that back up into green, but I'm pretty sure it was Tuesdays. But regardless, just looking at the win rate, Wednesday, I have a 51. Let's just call that 50. I'm 50-50 on Wednesdays. That I'm not really winning all that much in the middle of the week, but yet I am still making money, the second most money of all the days of the week. So super interesting there that I must be cutting my losers quickly and bagging nice wins. And even on the trade number side of things, Monday coming in nice and slow, not overdoing it, not getting too excited. 84 trades on the year. But I get through Wednesday and Thursday my most heavily. Now I guess this is just my thought that I don't trade too much on a Friday. That ideally I had a nice Monday through Thursday. I don't need to press it on a Friday. Or if I'm down on a Monday through Thursday, I'm aware that I don't need to swing for the fences on a Friday and try to make it all back and salvage that green week. It would be great, but most of the time I'm trying to just trade well Monday through Thursday that I don't need to trade on a Friday, just in case it's not super clean. I don't feel that inducement to need to do something. But if you look at it, Fridays, an 83% win percentage. And we'll just call this, it's at 100 trades, we'll call it. So I won 84 and I lost only 16 all year on a Friday. Pretty crazy, but definitely my most heavily P&L day. That less trades, right? Is that my least traded day besides Monday? Pretty close, 84 to 99. But the day I'm trading the second least is the day I'm making the most, right? Trade less, make more. Now, the day I'm trading the most on that Thursday, I'm not making the most. It's my third most profitable day, right? So it just goes to show you don't need to trade more to make more profits. I'm actually making a lot more of my money on a Friday. So even if you are impatient on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, oh my God, we're running out of time this week to have a great week. What? There's always Thursday. There's always Friday. There's always just takes 1 to 2 good trades. One good trade. So I think the days of the week is pretty interesting. That I don't need to cut any of them out. I don't need to focus on one and say, oh my God, this is a really good day. Let me hammer it today. It's pretty consistent stats across the board of a 65% win percentage, 65, 60. But that Wednesday, I do want to kind of look at that 50-50. I'm almost better off just not showing up on Wednesdays if the P&L was break even. That I have a break even win percentage, but I'm actually making money, so it's not too concerning at all because I'm doing a good job cutting those losers. Trade time is important, but we've pretty much looked at that. That's kind of what I'm getting in. I like to filter by, let's just say 30 minutes, just to get a little bit more, and then the entry time, right? So this is on the left side. I don't know if you guys could see this. Trade time. We looked at trade duration and days. Now we're going to look at trade time. That over here, when they switched it up, we just look at the graph on the bottom here. That this was pre-market in the beginning of the year. Let's look at the 9:30 New York Open till the afternoon. That at 9:30. So you can see as the day goes on, I'm making less and less money, which isn't a problem. It's just probably because let's go over the trade numbers. Yeah, 107 at the open, 180. It just goes less and less because I'm trading less and less. If I don't find my move at that 9:30, 10:30, all right, it's either probably pretty choppy then if I haven't really found my trade yet. Let me get off. Or I have my coaching calls in the afternoon, so I'm not even trading, right? Or I had a nice winning trade at the open. I'm done. I'm not sticking around to give that back or try to hammer something else out of it. So probably more so the latter of I'm taking a winning trade and I'm done, rather than I'm not finding any trades during that first 2 hours. But regardless, the bread and butter still is around that 9:30 New York Open. That's obviously why we stream on AceFX TV at that time, because that's my most heavily traded time where we find the most moves. That's clearly where I find the best moves because I'm making the most money there. Maybe not the best moves, but I'm finding the most trades. That's why I'm making the most money there. But same thing, really consistent across the hours of 60%, 61, 68. That there's nothing screaming, oh, don't trade that hour. That's a tough hour. Now, if you look in the afternoon, it gets way less of 500 bucks, 1200, losing a little bit at 2:30. But how many trades do I have? 13 all year? It's not a lot at all, right? 22. So maybe the less amount in the afternoon, not really making all that much. Maybe not worth my time. Try to focus on that New York Open. If it's not great, again, you can come back in tomorrow. You know, you could just as well make money on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday. You don't need to stick around today till 2 o'clock to try to find that one good trade today. If it's not there today, there's plenty of opportunities all week, all month, obviously all year. Right, so I think those are the most important stats that I try to look at. And like I said, just to remind you guys, I would look into doing the playbook, right? It could be 2 setups, 3 setups, right? Probably three, at least, just so you could have some variance in it of specific rules that this one's both got the VWAP in it and they both should have trending structure. But what happens if I were to buy it just off the bounce versus when it does break? And in the price play, there is no VWAP bounce and no VWAP break. I'm just kind of floating up here at a price or down here at a price that I think is good. Maybe you could just call that discretion, right? Not a lot of structural rules around it. And then see what the stats are telling you, right? And then you could just not have to guess what you should be doing. It's going to be telling you. Obviously, tilt wasn't a strategy. Hey, don't even focus on tilt. Don't even focus on these price plays. Yes, they're making you some money, but actually, overall, you're losing more times than not, and you're losing money overall. So just cut them out and focus on the best 2 setups you got. Simple as that. That's how we got A's Fx TV, the VWAP bounce, and the VWAP break. My 2 best setups. I've studied other ones. I tracked other ones. They weren't paying me as much money. I'm not going to bother with them. Some of them were even unprofitable. All right, then I don't want to trade that long term or trade it 100 times this year. If I'm only going to win 40. So definitely go check that out. Happy with the year. Happy to go into the new year with this momentum of this 17-day streak. Happy with all the lessons I learned this year, all the great memories and all the great strategy development. Everything we've done in Ace Fx has just been great. We got the Dallas seminar coming up. That'd be a great start to the year. It's coming up in like 10 days. So that's going to be crazy. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys tuning in all year, following this journey. And if you're going to stick around and follow the journey in 2025, I hope it's just as good. And you guys learn some lessons and we all eat in 2025 because it's a big year coming up for all of us. Great community around us, great streams, great courses, great everything. So I'm just pleased with it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out. I'll see you guys on the desk tomorrow morning.